Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. It's three names done using Loren Sherman's script, which is actually the same fan-made Gallifreyan script that pretty much all of the translator apps use, and has actually appeared in the show twice. Fun fact. In a legible format. So it's like the most official unofficial script. Yay. um, anyway, it uses a combination of dots and lines on these four different stems to make our consonants. And these are vowels, and they're smaller circles, and they have different positions depending upon what vowel they are, and if they're attached on one of these four stems. So smaller circles, so here's a vowel, here's a vowel, here's a vowel, and here's a vowel. They're always empty in the middle. These are just dots, even though they're kind of big. But anyway, A's are always on the outside of the word circle, and O's are always on the inside of the word circle. And O's, if they're attached on one of these four stems, are like a bead on a string, and they're the only vowel to do that. The other ones are in the empty space in the middle of it, or on the outside because they're A's. This is the punctuation, which would go on the sentence circles, which are these guys here. This is a pretend sentence circle here because it's actually the lines on the H and the U. So anyway, this is a legit sentence circle, this is a legit sentence circle, and this is a legit sentence circle, which is where I would put punctuation if there were punctuation in this design, but there is not because these are just some names. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to reading these names. So you read bottom counterclockwise, so here's our first name here, and this is the first letter on it, and it's this deep divot shape, so we're in this row because it's more than 50% completed and it's like an omega, so we're in this row, and on it there are two lines. So even though these lines curve and are different thicknesses, doesn't matter. What matters is that a line ends on this stem, and two lines, or lines end on it twice. So that would be an H. So then we have an O, like a bead on a string, like I said before. And I tend to erase the lines behind these vowels because I think it looks a little sloppy to have the extra line behind that. And you can still very clearly tell that this is a vowel. In fact, I think it looks a little bit more clear than this. So anyway, H-O, you always read the consonant and then the vowel if they're stacked like that. And then we have a double line here, and a double line is a double letter. Because these letters are the same thickness, it's the same letter twice. So we have two of the same letter here, and this letter is inside the word circle, so like this, and it has three dots, so that would be a double L, 1, 2, 3 dots. So LL, and then last but not least, we have this circle on the line of the word circle, so we're in this last stem here. And it has two dots with it. So that would be a Y. Again, the dots can be inside, outside, big, small, on the line, doesn't matter. As long as you can tell what stem they belong to, your dots are fine. So this 1, 2 looks like they go here, and these 3 look like they go here, so we're all good. So there's Holly. And then we have our next name here. Bottom of the word circle is here. This is a deep divot with, again, two lines on it. So very different looking H's. This H has both lines kind of going outwards. This one has a thick one in the middle, being like concentric with the rest of the word. And this has a line that's kind of going around this name. Anyway, two lines still end on the stem, so it is still an H. And then we have an E on the line of the word circle, just like this E here or this E here in the guide, which is on the line of the word circle. Continuing around. Then we have this letter inside the word circle here, and it has one line ending on it. And even though lines pass through it, doesn't matter. What matters is that they end on it. So only one line is ending on it, so only one line counts. So that would be an N. And then we have this shallow divot. So unlike a deep divot, a shallow divot is 50% or less completed and doesn't like curve back in on itself and stays kind of like a bite out of a cookie. So this is 3.R. And then we have the Y, again, 1, 2. So these Ys are done very similarly with one dot big and in the middle, and the one dot on the outside. I think that looks pretty cool, so I do that a lot. But here's the Y on Henry. And then we have our last name here. Bottom of the word circles here. We have this letter first. Again, you always read the consonant and then the vowel if they're stacked. And this has 1, 2, 3 dots on it, so this is another L, just like these L's. So L, U, line going outwards. And then we have this circle inside the word circle. So again, same stem here, but there's only 2 dots part of this stem. So that would be a K with 2 dots, and then an E, just like this E. So even though these dots make just a line right here, we can still tell that there's 3 here and 2 here, which is what you need to make the L and the K, because K and L, anyway. So yeah, that is this design. Again, this is just like the sentence circle and is where you put punctuation. So if you're going to add circles to it, you're going to be like adding periods or exclamation points to it. Yay. And this shading is also completely optional as far as translation goes. All you really need is the darker lines that make up the letters in the words. You don't need anything shaded in between. Oh, and the shading inside the dots. The dots need to be shaded because otherwise they look like vowels. Anyway, this is just my recommendation as far as what I think would look kind of cool. I like the kind of lighter colors on the outside to make it seem like it fades into the big dark central name. And this whole circle is just a little bit more shaded, again, to make this pop a bit more because it's white. And these are actually a little bit gray here. And then this is like a darker chunk because it chunked out nicely as far as one continuous looking line passing through everything. And then same thing here. I kind of made this all a bit darker because it looked cool. Anyway, so that's how I shaded it. But you can decide how much you want shaded and what you want shaded based on your pain tolerance because shading on tattoos hurts. I know from experience. I have multiple tattoos. Um, so yeah, that's this design. All you need is the line work to read it, and the shading is just extra. So yeah. I hope you like your design. I'm really proud of it. It's probably one of my favorite sets of names. I love being able to do the shading like this. So yeah, I hope you love it. Bye.